Hi, Mike.
We set bail.
No, have you found a training on
Well,
that?
I've already done 4 hours last week up in Lubbock. There's gonna be, sometime there's gotta be the rest of them. I don't know if you have to have 8 or not, but I know Jesse and I do.
I've got a different deal in law enforcement,
Okay.
but I would like to go to some of that training. Some of that stuff affects me.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I think it's gonna really affect you, because that's what.
We ain't got it. I ain't got nothing.
That affects the clerks too, a lot.
Yeah.
How they
Senate
report
Bill 2 or 6?
it. 6.
Six. I've gotten a bunch of, I take that back, I've gotten a bunch of convoluted stuff that really isn't broke down and make any sense.
We've gotta have a report from us when we get ready to set the bail. That's what
Right.
it is on the person before we set the bail.
Right.
That was the time.
It is.
Jay's not here to lead us in prayer. Who wants to lead us in prayer today?
I will.
Okay.
Father, I just want to thank you, Lord, for this day. Just thank you for the blessings you give to each of us. I pray to Lord that you will send rain, dear Lord, upon your land and just protect us, dear Lord, from the high winds and the dryness. I pray to Lord for this court. I pray that the decisions that are made, that you will give them wisdom, dear Lord, in the decisions they need to make. I pray to Lord for this country. I pray for protection, guidance, and wisdom. Protect our military, dear Lord, and our law enforcement as they protect us. I ask this in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen. Join me in the pledge. I
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Morning, everyone. We're in a regularly scheduled Eastland County Commissioners Court meeting, and it is March the 14th. And for the record, all commissioners and county judge are present, so we do have a quorum. Also at the table are county clerk and county auditor. All right, let's get started. Item number 1 is to read and sign the minutes. I have a set of minutes here. Let's see. 2 sets of minutes. One is from February the 28th. Regular meeting, and one from the special meeting on March the 7th. Any questions or comments, suggestions of changes? All right, hearing none, can we have a motion to accept those 2 sets of minutes as prepared?
Motion.
Second.
Motion made and seconded. All in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed, same sign. And that carries. All right, that takes us to item number 2, discuss, consider, propose, or pending contracts and agreements. Anyone have anything to bring in today that's not already on the agenda? All right, no action on 2. Item number 3 is discuss, consider approving the Knights of Columbus to hold a candlelight vigil for unborn children. Charles Renner. Mr. Renner, you want to come down and talk to us a minute, or just back there, however you want to do it?
No, it's just that we'd like to do it on, like I said, May the 12th. We plan on having a band beforehand, and like I said, it's open to any, it's non-denominational, open to any church that would like to participate. We normally go around and personally invite the pastors to attend if they'd like to, and for their congregation, and we'll go to the city and ask them to block the street off like we normally do.
Okay.
And basically that's about it.
Okay, all right. And they are asking to hold a prayer vigil service on May the 12th at 7 p.m. May we have a motion to approve that use of the courthouse square?
I'll second.
Motion made and seconded. All in favor say aye. Aye as well. It's approved.
Thank you very
You
much.
bet. Thank y'all. You bet. Thank you. Okay. Item number 4 is discuss and consider raise for JP administration. Judge Spear, Judge Glenn, and Judge Spear's here. Judge Glenn is not here. Okay.
Yes, hearing's at 9:30.
Oh, sure.
I guess this is where y'all want me.
Yes, sir.
Okay. I'm just back asking for a raise. Not for me. That's pretty much what it is.
Okay, this is for a raise for your administration, your
Yes.
administrative assistant?
Yes.
Okay. And we've talked about this 2 or 3 different times. Loretta, what's your take on this now?
I'm not an attorney, but if you will look at, Article 102.0173 from Code of Criminal Procedures, under, which one did I underline? Under B1, the cost of providing court personnel, including salaries and benefits for court personnel. This was changed to include paying salaries for court personnel.
And this is only out of the technology fund, the Justice Court Technology Fund.
Right.
And these are the only uses you can have with technology fund. Education, training, salaries, and technological enhancements. They've expanded that some since I was JP.
And the court,
We just found that out, not long ago,
that it had
that
been
it'd been changed.
changed, yes. Justice Court would have to be able to justify that whatever portion of the pay is technological, but I think that's easy to do these
Yeah,
days.
she's doing a lot of it down there. So what is your proposal, Judge Spear, as far as the salary of the administrative assistant?
You mean?
What kind of a raise?
An amount?
Yes, sir.
I would like to have it at like $18.
What is it now?
It's a little over 14, I believe.
think it is.
14,
1421
it's less than
maybe?
15, I know, it's 14 something.
Sonia, would you see what Stephanie's getting paid right now? I should have had that.
Stephanie's been with you how many years now?
As long as I've been
Long
here.
you been there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's a big help. She really helped us, 2 new JPs coming in at the same time.
Yeah.
It made a lot of difference to have somebody that was already familiar with what goes on.
Right.
And, I don't know how long she'd been there before then.
She's been there almost the same length of time that I've been the county judge, so she's been there
Yeah.
14, 15 years, I think. I think that's right.
What is her title? Didn't y'all change her title?
Yes,
Yeah, what it's.
I think you changed it to
yeah,
court coordinator.
Court coordinator, that's what it is.
Judge, I'm having Sonia look up what Stephanie makes and what Linda Whetstone makes.
Okay.
So I guess it would come out of your budget, Judge?
Yes, out of that tech fund.
Which one?
Out
The
of
tech fund.
the last page, it's
455.
Justice Court Technology, and it's a special revenue fund that can only be used for technology. Stephanie is making $14.21 an hour, and Linda Whetstone makes $15.80 an hour.
if we raise this up, we don't wanna expend, you don't wanna expend everything that's in there. I wonder how long it would take before you got it expended down to some level that you wouldn't want to expend anymore. Looks like you've got, 53,000 in there. That was what was the budget, was it
There's
53,000?
33,000, I believe.
33 now?
Shows 39, don't it?
Yeah,
Remaining.
shows
39,
490.
In the bank account, there's 33,000.
That's
We're
all.
still working through the live checks and everything. So that's still, if you look at what I gave you this morning, the back page, it shows you the balance as of February 28th. And it had $33,076.94.
And the software maintenance, the net data, right now is paid through this budget, and that's $13,250 this year.
So what I'm trying to do is figure out what would be left to pay and hold the reserve back as well. Linda's at 15 what?
1580 an hour.
If we raise Stephanie to 1580, how would that be workable in the budget and still leave enough in justice court if they need to buy some computers and also pay for software that comes up?
That's estimating annual cost of $41.34.
4,134 additional?
Annually, yes. And that's with
Which it didn't used to say, but that puts it exactly in there.
My understanding, it wasn't a two, there used to be two people working there. Now she's doing a job and two used to be.
Yep, we're two people.
She's qualified to have a raise.
Well, and if we pay for it out of this, that's an allowable expense that is just set aside for this, out of the technology fund for justice court. I'd make a motion that we raise her salary to 1580. That'll be exactly the same as Linda gets here for court coordinating.
I'll second it.
and pay the difference out of justice court technology,
And pay the difference out of justice court technology,
and allow me to add personnel line items.
and to allow you to add personnel line items. Let Kathy get all that in there.
Couldn't raise it anymore.
Well, that makes her exactly the same as Linda. We're doing court coordinating. Now, I know district court coordinating, a whole nother ballgame up there. All right, we've got a motion and a second. Any further discussion? You want to read that motion back to us?
Motion by Judge Fields, second by Commissioner Raines to raise, the JP Court Coordinator to $15.80 per hour and pay the difference out of the JP Court Technology funds and allow the auditor to add associated salary line items.
Okay. No further discussion. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Aye as well, and it's unanimous. Okay. All right.
15 what?
15.80?
1580.
Okay.
That'll give her some help.
Okay.
Well, she should get a raise this next year anyway. I'm hoping.
We
Okay.
are too,
Okay.
for our staff.
I would like to do that.
Thank you all very much.
All right, thank you,
Appreciate
Jesse.
it.
Justice Court Technology Fund they were people giving us that instruction about the bail work, so you might want to contact them, and they'll probably have it in your next class too.
Okay.
A bunch of it.
All right.
You gotta have 8 hours of it, just
Yeah.
like I do.
Okay. All right.
All right.
Thank you very
Thank you.
much.
All right, item number 5, County Auditor to file amended Eastland County Personnel Policy, Section 3.02, overtime worked, previously adopted. Ms. Key.
Yes, last week when I filed the amended overtime worked, there was a previous addition to overtime work that I had missed. So what I'm filing right now is number 6 is, tower generator service that was adopted back in November. And then number 7 is now the sheriff, deputy, jail staff, and dispatch staff overtime pay.
Okay.
And I believe we want to start discussing the possibility of, because of the misunderstanding about the overtime pay, start discussing it here, and maybe under personnel, the court can take action. But the last 2 pay periods, there was overtime worked that employees thought they were getting overtime pay. And the court has already decided to fund up to $15,000 for each department for overtime pay out of contingency. So, we are asking the court to allow to pay those employees that overtime that is now comp time out of the already previously designated funds, not asking for additional funds, just to pay
Just
them.
From the first time y'all said,
Right.
Okay.
from the first time it was done. We've done this a couple times now, back to the last 2 pay periods.
Just to clear up the issue.
Right.
Okay.
But you may want to actually take action under personnel.
I think that would be the proper place for that.
Is there any way we could get an updated copy of personnel policy emailed to us? Okay, because I don't know what version I have.
Yeah, where everybody has the 2020 version, we need to work on it. It's a November 2020 version, but we've made changes, so we can email you. We're going to give all employees copies of these changes, but,
You can
I-
give me a complete one emailed. Awesome, thank you.
All right. With that then, do we have a motion to file the amended county personnel policy, section 3.02, as presented to us today?
Motion. Second.
Motion made, seconded. All in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed, same sign, and that carries. That is filed in. Item number 6 is discuss, consider approval and payment of Cisco Fire Department premium pay request for American Rescue Plan funds. And we have that here. Ms. Key.
Cisco Fire Department sent the American Rescue Plan funding request to Jill Finney. She reviewed it. She's sending it back to the court. What they are asking for, and they actually brought this in September, is pay for fire department employees. And this is volunteer and paid firefighters. And the last page is the request they brought in September.
The total amount comes up to $25,000 now
Yes,
out of the ARPA funds.
yes,
And Ms. Finney said this was an approved and eligible expense.
yes.
And just for the record, Miss Finney is with,
Langford
Langford.
Community Management.
LCMS.
thank you.
All right.
Make a motion just to approve.
Okay, do we have a second?
Second.
Motion made and seconded to approve the funding request for Cisco Fire Department premium pay out of ARPA funds. Any
And
further
allow
discussion? And allow payment. And allow payment thereof. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye as well. Okay.
Can I go ahead and get mine approved?
Oh, you want me to sign it and give it to you? Okay.
If you don't mind.
I don't mind. Don't mind a bit. Right here.
No, he never did that.
There we go. All right, thank you.
Is that what you charge for?
Thank y'all for.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Mr. Brennan.
Thank you.
You didn't want to listen to more of this stuff.
I don't either. I don't listen to my own stuff. All right. Item number 7, County Auditor to file the 2021 County Investment Academy Continuing Education Transcript.
Yes, I am just filing my 2021 education hours. I'm required to get 15 each year, and I did complete 15 and have 4.4 to carry over.
Gentlemen, any questions or comments? Can we have a motion then to accept that County Investment Academy Continuing Education Transcript from the County Auditor?
Motion, second.
Motion made, seconded. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Any opposed, same sign, and that carries. Number 8, discuss, consider renewal of property insurance coverages to the Texas Association of Counties Risk Management Pool. Ms. Keith.
It is time to submit our renewal questionnaire, and I need to know first if the court wants to continue with Texas Association. So if it sounds familiar, that's why questionnaire, but I need commissioner's help.
Okay. Gentlemen, do we want to renew with Texas Association of Counties for our property?
I would say so. Yeah.
Okay. Do we have a second?
Second.
Motion made, seconded to renew the property coverage with Texas Association of Counties. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Aye as well. Okay. All right, now, there's some
Yes.
changes in here
On
tonight?
the questionnaire, the first page at the bottom, where it says property renewal questions, and then there's yes or no. That first question, I need to tell them any project that is coming up or is currently being done on property. I need to tell them the cost of the project, the estimated project completion date. I've talked with Commissioner Raines, and we're working on his projects. Are you enclosing a shed?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Do you know the estimated cost of doing that?
We will today.
Okay.
We
And
have
the-
to get some more lap screws and we'll
Okay.
have the price then for sure.
And the estimated completion date?
Yes, ma'am. It ought to be, hopefully end of this week, we should be done.
Okay. If
I was
you'll,
gonna email you that back, but I didn't. We was gonna get the screws today and I didn't know what they was gonna cost.
okay.
Yeah, but, yeah.
Okay, and one thing Commissioner Raines and I discussed too is you don't wanna just give the cost of the materials.
Mhm.
You want to figure in if someone else was doing the labor,
Okay,
okay?
we can do that.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
Get that to me. And then I know you've already taken quotes for, is it an equipment shed or enclosed
Yeah, that's equipment, or, yeah,
storage?
pavilion, no, it's not storage.
It's a
gonna be
pavilion.
a
Okay.
Pavilion.
And do you remember the cost of that?
It's 24,400 and something.
Okay, if you'll get that to me, the square footage, and
Now,
then,
that's, but it's got a rock clause in there too, so I don't, if they hit rock trying to drill a hole, it's gonna be more, so,
okay.
but-
Well, we'll go with that, and then if it's more, we'll change it.
okay.
And also an estimated completion date. I know you're waiting,
I've got, you want the, I've got the figure here, I believe. somewhere.
Did you say it was a pavilion that you're building?
Or whatever it is,
For
pavilion.
parties?
Yeah, we're gonna have
Equipment shed.
Okay.
equipment shed,
Let's call it that.
equipment shed.
We've got some
Okay.
famous singers that live here in
This
the
is-
county. We could have one of them come over to the.
$24,212
Okay.
and 64 cents.
How big is that, James?
That's 35 by 100.
It was a big pavilion.
Lots of dancing.
Yeah.
Getting in trouble.
And an estimated completion date?
I don't
Estimated.
even have an estimated
Start.
start date.
Summertime.
I'm saying, he kinda told me he'd be through by May, into May.
Okay.
maybe.
Let's say the end of June, just to be safe.
Yeah, probably better.
Did we get the old property down at Gorman off of the renewal?
I need to double check that it,
If we thought we owned the building, which we didn't own, we owned the land beside the building, or right close to the building.
I have this size spreadsheet.
Yeah.
I cut it in half for your packets, and I'm sure, I know I couldn't read yours because I can barely read
Before you
this one.
submit that to TAC, you might want to just check it and make sure that that property is off. That we no longer
It is
have an
not.
insurable interest in there.
I see 307 East Lubbock Street
that's it.
on 2 items, so yes, I do need to remove it.
Thank you. You don't want that back, do you?
They already took the fence down.
They tore that building down, that yellow building down there to the south, I guess it was south east or whatever.
And I saw that in your email this morning about the Gorman property. I hadn't had time to check it.
Do I need to sign this acknowledgement acceptance?
What I would like to do is when I have everybody's information, put it in here, and then I will get you to sign it if the court will just give you permission.
Okay. May I have a motion to allow me to sign the property renewal schedule whenever we have all the changes made to it?
Motion.
Second.
Motion made, seconded, all in favor say aye. Any opposed, same sign, and that carries.
And I'll be sure to give you a final copy.
Okay. So we got precincts 2, 3, and 4 with
Yes, you're not doing,
you building a pavilion.
That's next year.
Next year.
he's building a gazebo.
All right, number 9 is discuss and consider entering into a lease purchase agreement between Rico USA Incorporated and the County of Eastland for a new copier and district court. Ms. Kate?
District Court has a 5-year-old copier, and they are wanting to purchase or lease another copier. You each have a copy of the contract. The current contract is $23.09 per month lease payment higher. For the remainder of fiscal year 2022, it's an increase of $138.54, which I can just move within their budget. But I do want the court to be aware that next year, the copier lease budget line would be $277.08 higher. And you all have a copy of their budget also.
All right, gentlemen, questions or comments on the copier contract with Rico and District Court? Do we have a motion?
Motion.
Do we have a second?
Second.
Motion made, seconded to enter into this contract. Allow me to sign the same. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, same sign, and that carries.
You're gonna have to stop that.
Was that you?
I guess I'm allowed, Gunner.
they made any plans for you?
No, we went to Andrews, they canceled, she's happy.
Oh, okay. Seen that grandbaby?
Mm-hmm.
Sunshine all week.
It's a good week for spring break. Judge, I'm sorry, I could not fill all that in. I tried.
Right, there we go.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, that takes us down to number 10. Discuss, consider expenditures from the county court technology fund for new computer, peripherals, setup, installation, and transfer of data from the old system to the county judge's office. Kind of like the technology fund for justice court, we have technology fund for county court, and I need another computer. The one I have is several years old. I tried to clean it up with Carrie, and it didn't make much help on getting it to work. It's in fact kind of unstable. It just freezes sometimes, so it's time for a new one. I had Carrie bid me a price on it. The price for everything that we need is $1,647.99. That should get it back up to going and in good shape. And I would ask that that be paid for out of the county court technology fund, which is an allowable expense.
I'll make the motion.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to allow that expense. All in favor, say aye. Any opposed, same sign, and that carries. Okay. Carry. All right.
Could I also get permission to pay that when he does it?
Okay. Can we have permission to go ahead and pay the $1,647.99 whenever the project is complete?
I'll make it.
Second.
Motion made, seconded. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, same sign.
Thank you.
And it carries. Thank you. All right, let's see. Number 11, discuss, consider adopting an order to authorize sale of fireworks for San Jacinto Day. This is one of those that if we want to have fireworks, we have to adopt an order to allow it to happen, which is different than some of the other holidays with fireworks. I don't think it's a very good idea to have fireworks. This has got to be adopted before April the 1st. I don't know that we're going to have a whole lot more rain before then, after then. So, does anybody want to make a motion to allow to adopt the order to permit sale of fireworks for San Jacinto Day? Okay, hearing nothing, no action is taken, so no fireworks are authorized no fireworks sales are authorized for San Jacinto Day. Let's see, item number 12. Discuss, consider waiving advertising for administrative assistant for county judge's office. Kathy Leffler has given me her 2-week notice. This Friday is her last day, and I would like the authority to waive advertising and hire from the applicants that we already have. Do I have a motion to that effect to waive advertising?
I'll make a motion.
Second.
Motion made and seconded. Any further discussion? All in favor, say aye. Aye as well. And that is waived. Okay. Number 13 is discuss, consider use of payroll contingency funds for Commissioners Court Administrative Assistant Employee change. And this is for some training to get Betsy Harrington up to speed before Kathy is gone. Loretta, you want to talk to us about that?
It is training hours, and it's also remaining PTO and comp time that will need to be paid out. I estimate a total of no more than 50 hours, and the last page shows the cost. And Judge Fields is just asking to use up to $865.82 from the payroll contingency lines.
And we're actually going to, I'm going to let her use up her, she wants to go ahead and take off on the PTO instead of having to pay it out on most of it, and then I'll get the comp used up as well. So I don't think it'll be this much, but we need to have some way to pay for what is left.
I'll make the motion.
Motion made and seconded. All in favor, say aye. Any opposed, same sign, and that carries. Item 14 is present certificates of completion for cybersecurity awareness training for county employees. Let's see, that is right here. Okay, these look like they're all jailers and deputies from the OSS Academy. You want me to read these? You want to just have them and put them, do you
Yeah,
have
I'll
this?
just have them. No, I do
Okay.
not, but I do have one for Jay Druzado.
Okay, okay. And does anybody else have a certificate to bring in today for
I sent
cybersecurity?
mine to Loretta and Kathy.
Okay.
Email.
Don't,
Not Sonia and Kathy, maybe.
And we had Judge Harrod's too.
yeah, I don't see it unless it's in here. Nope.
Okay. We'll find yours.
Yeah, she's got mine.
I
She
have
had-
this.
Okay.
And I plan on doing my training this week.
I turned it in to county, I think.
Okay.
I'll double check.
Do you want to approve Roberts or wait till next time?
If he sent it in, we'll get it, go ahead and accept it in as well.
Okay.
And then that entire stack of training from OSS? Okay.
Since you got your, go ahead and do that.
Do we have a motion to accept those cybersecurity training certificates into the file?
Make a motion.
Second.
Motion made, seconded. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, same sign. And that will stay on the agenda for a while till we get everybody trained. Okay, item 15 is 911 update and cooperative dispatch update.
Nothing really that y'all don't already know. We're still just working on a bunch of different things.
Okay. All right, and no change that I'm aware of on 911, at least not from the COG. Anybody else have any issues for dispatch or 911?
How do we get a 911 address for like the New York?
For new, after you call COG in Abilene,
Okay,
yep, they'll set it up.
okay.
If it's,
Yeah, eventually.
that was 400 Convenience Way out there,
But it's a new city street and it don't show on
Yeah.
maps.
yeah.
Is it gonna have a different address?
I don't know.
401 convenience.
Do what?
401.
Yeah, 401, yeah.
400 and a half.
COG can pull it up and look at it,
Okay.
if it shows on their map. Now, that's kind of a, for a long time, it's just kind of a path down there.
Yeah, yeah. So like I say, it's a new street. If you try to look it up, it doesn't even show up.
If it's
However,
gonna
after a while, I'll
change,
give you her name.
Okay.
will you let me know so I
Yeah.
get it correct on insurance? Thank you.
Talk to Rogers at the COG. They can get that set up on new 911. All right. No other information on 911 or dispatch. Update on county burn ban. I need to look and see for sure when that burn ban expires. I think it's a ways off. Anybody have any intention of removing the burn ban today? I would think so, but it's always up for discussion. All right. no change on that. Burn ban remains on. On item number 17, personnel matters. I know we need to talk about the issue over there with SO and jail. Any other matters personnel-wise for the county? All right, Ms. Keith.
You each have a personnel report. The period of the report is February 16th through March 2nd. During that time period, there was one full-time road hand, precinct 2, new hire, and no employment terminations.
Okay. And did you want to talk about,
About the overtime?
Right.
Yes, and I don't have a total for you, but the constraint the court gave was that the overtime had to stay within 15,000 for each department. So basically, it's hours worked that the employee was expecting overtime pay, but because all this had not been done correctly, my office gave them comp time. So basically, we're just asking to pay out that comp time as overtime as it was intended.
and that's for SO, dispatch, and jailers.
I think it's mostly for jailers, but there's some in dispatch, and I don't know about any
Mostly
in.
dispatch, I think. There
Oh, is
are
it?
some jailers. There, yes, in all 3 departments. We're not asking for the entire lump of comp time, just for the last, from when y'all first said it was okay, because I had gone and said, the commissioner said it was okay, they were expecting it, we've already started doing all that, and then it was messed up on the agenda, so we had to redo it. So I'm asking to go back and pay what y'all had already said was okay.
All right. Gentlemen, questions, comments? Can we have a motion then to go ahead and expend the funds for the PTO?
Yeah, I got a question.
Okay, go ahead.
If y'all go over 15, what are we gonna do, Jason?
We'll just go back to comp. I won't go over 15.
Okay.
I mean, that's what I got to work with, that's what I'll make happen.
Cause it'll happen, won't it?
Hopefully not.
That's
This
my question.
past payroll,
All right.
The last two.
the last 2 payrolls.
Any other questions or comments? All right. Do we have a
It's
motion
not
and a
that
second?
much, just a few hours so far. We would,
Do
Okay.
you have a motion and a second?
We do not.
Okay.
I'll make the motion.
Second.
Any further discussion? Anyone? All right. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, same sign.
And can we have a motion and second to accept the report that Loretta gave?
All right.
Motion. Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, same sign, and that report is accepted.
Thank you.
All right, thank you. Keep it straight over there.
I'll try.
Number 18, budgetary and appropriative matters. Anybody need to take a break at this point before we can do that? All right, moving on ahead. 18A is certification of additional revenue.
None at this time, Judge.
Okay. 18B is emergency amendments.
No emergency amendments.
All right. 18C is amendment changes by fund.
I do have 2 reports. The first page, and yours is the first report, Kathy. The first page is 2021. I went through and with the new fees, I tried to just move budget between old fees and new fees. It's not adding 2022. It's adjustments within budget, and then certification of additional revenue for juvenile probation from Commissioner's Court, prior Commissioner's Court.
All right, gentlemen, any questions or comments about the general ledger amendments? Amendment changes by fund? Do we have a motion to allow the amendment changes by fund?
I'll make it.
Motion made and seconded. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, same sign, and that carries. Betsy, would you ask Kathy to look up when our current burn ban expires? I think we've got another month and a half left on it. We have to go back into the file. Yeah, there you go. Okay. 18D is report of financial condition.
Yes, we have a regular meeting report. It's unreconciled balances as of March 13th. The first section of the report is the combined statement of cash position for March. And I will remind the court, these are unreconciled balances. General fund checking, $5,308,400.71. I'm going to skip that TDHCA. Tax pool, $331,113.39. First Financial Bank CDs, $847,263. One Texas Bank CD, $250,000. One Schertz Bank CD, $250,000. One Prosperity Bank CD, $250,000. Texpool Prime, $521,341.13. Texas Class, $510,224.42. I'm not really sure what the TDHCA
I
is.
didn't catch that one. I caught grants, but I didn't catch that one.
Okay. I don't think that's actual funds we have, but including that $7,960.46.
That should just be in the general checking.
Okay,
Got a 100 fund.
okay. Total general ledger balance for general fund, $8,276,303.11. Road and bridge checking, $1,225,803.64. You'll see, oh, and I do need to talk about Fund 26, which is the American Recovery Plan funds. Checking $533,889.76. Texas Class, $500,171.00.
I don't know why.
The CDs aren't showing up.
Somebody cash them.
No, they're still there.
$750,000 in CDs. I just don't know why it doesn't show on that report.
Yeah. So those two,
It's in
the total is $1,034,060.89 plus $750,000 in CDs. We may have to get with net data, because I was having trouble.
I don't know why it's not
Yeah.
showing me, because it's got its own bank account and it's in there.
Bahamas.
No. And
It
on,
shows in the disbursement part of it.
on the last report,
Yeah, on that last
okay,
buying statement,
okay.
it shows the whole thing. I don't know why.
On page 4 of that report, total general ledger balance, all funds, $14,654,665.66. The next section of the report is the combined statement of revenue and expense. The year-to-date numbers may be off a little bit because we are still working on getting everything from GFA correctly into net data. But you can see the month-to-date revenue and expense by fund, and then also the year-to-date revenue and expense by fund. And there are 3 pages of that. And then the next section is combined statement of cash receipts and disbursements. And it's showing the beginning cash balance as of March 1st, cash receipts and cash disbursements through March 13th, and then the ending cash balances as of March 13th. And this is where you'll see in the middle of the page, the it says 2022 grant U.S. Treasury coronavirus. That's where the 750,000 shows up.
there?
Yep. It's a glitch. And then after all the funds, and it's by fund and account type, the last page is the scheduled lease payments for fiscal year 2021. And it's the 4 lease purchase agreements for Road and Bridge.
After you approve that, I'll go on my affidavit.
Okay. Do you have any questions or comments on this report as of March the 13th of these unreconciled balances? All right, do we have a motion to accept that report as filed?
Motion.
Second.
Motion made and seconded. All in favor, say aye. Any opposed, same sign, and that carries.
And I gave you this morning the spreadsheet for October. October is reconciled. As of October 31st, there was $8,481,709.21 in the amount of cash and other assets in the custody of my office. And you'll also see there's the spreadsheet for October, and then behind that is also a spreadsheet for October through February bank account balances. So you can see how much there was at the end of February in the bank accounts. It should be similar to what is now.
We're catching
It
up,
should
you're
be
catching
off-
up, aren't we?
Catching up.
Thank you.
Finished October. We're in the middle of getting things together for the auditors, so it's kind of, November's at a standstill for a moment, but we're getting there.
I have 2 November payrolls. Journal.
Yay.
Working on the last one.
It's just taking a while to get everything back in there.
All right, gentlemen, can we have a motion to accept the report as presented by the treasurer and also to approve and sign the affidavit as prepared by treasurer?
Motion.
Motion made, seconded. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, same sign, and that carries.
Thank you for doing that. It's nice.
I tried to have it the time before, but I ran out of time to get it done.
I ran bank balances yesterday, but I didn't have time to write out all the account numbers. So I just left it.
I figure that's pretty close to what we have now. It shouldn't have changed too much between the end of February and today. I keep that for me. I usually don't present it to y'all because I'm usually on that month. So,
Thank you.
wasn't too much. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, that takes us to 18E, investment report.
No investment report this quarter.
Okay. 18F, financial and department reports. All right, Kathy, I've got the AgriLife extension, both the FCH and the Ag. I've got your report of journal activity. And your report of collections. I've got the Constable Precinct 1's report for fees collected during the month of February. And let's see, this appears to be the same thing. Yep, this copy. And then I've got the report from Justice Court, from the JPs, including the null judge, which is the old precinct 4 judge. Then I've got the report of the Constable Precinct 2. And then I've got the report from the Sheriff's Office on fines and fees that were remitted to the county treasurer. Did I get all of them that you have?
I have the tax collector, the DMV, and the district clerk reports.
Okay.
In addition to those that you mentioned.
All right. Gentlemen, any questions or comments? Can we have a motion to accept those reports in for filing? Motion made, seconded. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, same sign, and that carries. Okay, that leaves number 19, bills, claims, and accounts. Ms. Keith,
Yes, sir, there is one set, and those are regular payables for today.
this is what happens when you have a meeting every week.
I know.
We don't do the payables all the time.
Yeah. All right. Gentlemen, any questions or comments about this one set of bills to be paid? We have a motion to pay the bills, claims, and accounts as presented. Do we have a second? Motion made and seconded. All in favor, say aye. Any opposed, same sign, and that carries. The burn ban that we have right now will expire on April the 24th, so we'll get a new one, ready to renew before that date, if we need to. Unless it rains, like Noah might come back.
Let's don't have a Noah right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
No Noah,
Let's slap them.
No way.
no Noah. All right, get that signed up. All right, gentlemen, can we have a motion to adjourn?
Yes, sir.
Do we have a second?
Aye.
I'll second.
Motion made, seconded. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, same sign.
Thanks, y'all.
Thank y'all.